All right, hey, welcome back. This is where we're going to start diving into our core principles. These principles are things that I have learned over the past 3 years working with the AI, and they're very important. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. They're very important things to understand when we're trying to get the AI to obey us. And so if you go through these principles and you learn them, I guarantee you that it will be easier to speak with the AI, and the AI will do a better job of carrying out what you want. Okay. So the first principle we're going to learn is called know your goal. Now, this is such a foundational principle. It's going to control everything we do. Knowing your goal is going to help answer what style of prompting that you need to use when you talk with the AI. So here's the question. Here's the nuts and bolts of it. Ask yourself if the task that you want the AI to do is something you'll need it to do often, underline that word often, in the future. Okay. If yes, if the answer to that question is yes, the task that you want the AI to do is something you'll need it to do often in the future. In that case, you'll need to create what we call a custom prompt. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But if the answer is no, if the task that you want the AI to do is not something you'll need it to do often in the future, then in that case, chatting with the AI is all that's needed. Okay, so again, go back to our question. Ask yourself if the task that you want the AI to do is something you'll need it to do often in the future. A lot of these principles that we're going to talk about will work better when we're creating a custom prompt, but they are still applicable when we're chatting with the AI. Let's talk about chatting with the AI first. So chatting with the AI is extremely useful when we want to explore things or do things that don't require a custom prompt. Maybe we're spitballing some different ideas, or we're learning about a particular subject, or we don't really know how to get to what we want and we just need the AI to guide us. So here's an example. Help me rewrite this email to my boss so that it's more formal and professional sounding. You want to write an email to someone, maybe it's your boss, and you have it, and you know what, your grammar kind of sucks, or you've never really written a professional email before, you don't really know how to do it. And so this chatting with the AI is just great. Let's actually open up ChatGPT right now. I'm going to use 3.5 because some of you are probably using that. We could say, I'm dear boss, dear Sam boss, I'm late for work today because I got a flat tire and there's lots of traffic. I'll be in within the hour. Thanks. All right, so something simple like that, but you're like, does that sound a little bit too, I don't know, casual and whatnot? So we can say to the AI, this email to my boss in a more formal manner so that it sounds professional, but not over the top. Okay. Hope this message finds you well. I regret to inform you that I'll be arriving. Then you say, you know what? That's a little too formal. I regret to inform you that I'll be arriving late to work today. All right. I regret to inform you is too formal. Dial it down a bit, but still have it professional. Hope you're doing well. I want to let you know that I'll be arriving late to work due to unexpected circumstances. Fantastic. All right. It's not too over the top. It's not too ridiculous. It sounds very, very professional. So I like this. You know, I'm not planning on getting another flat tire anytime soon. So this is just a once and done. I'm just chatting with the AI to get the goal that I need. Okay. So it's great for general tasks, right? Chatting is also great to help us learn. There are so many teachers right now that are afraid of what AI is going to do, and all the kids are going to be cheating. And oh my gosh, this is the end of education as we know it. I think about it completely differently. I would have killed to be a kid and have ChatGPT because I don't learn from books. And my mind is always focused on a million things, so it's hard for me to pay attention well in class. So I would love to go to ChatGPT, start a new chat and say, I'm learning about the Civil War in school. Please tell me what I need to know. So there's causes. There's Abraham Lincoln and the Emancipation Proclamation. There's Gettysburg. Okay, now this is very basic, but watch, let's dive a little deeper. Now, pretend I'm a student and I'm interested in just things on the spur of the moment. I'm like, oh wow, I want to learn more about the Battle of Gettysburg. Can you tell me more about the Battle of Berg? That sounds cool. Now, the AI can, if you've heard about this before, the AI can hallucinate, it can make up facts, but on things like this, very well known topics, very well known subjects that have been discussed for many years, the AI will be very accurate on these types of things. So, this is a perfect use case to learn more about, like the Civil War, for instance. So, it talks about the battleground, the initial classes, 3-day battle. Hey, I want to know more about the 3-day battle. What were both sides dealing with? Now, as you dive deeper, you got to make sure that all this stuff is accurate. This is fantastic. I can go down these rabbit holes and really stimulate my mind by learning what I want to learn about this particular subject. So this is, yeah, it's great for chatting and helping us learn. And when you pay the $20 a month, so ChatGPT is normally free, but you can pay the $20 a month to unlock GPT-4, and it gives you a certain number of requests per couple hours. So it's smarter, like the brain is bigger, but then it also allows you to create images. So create a widescreen image of a park setting in the fall. So it allows you to even create images. And then if you don't like the images, you can have it revise the images. Fantastic, fantastic deal. Even though I've created my own AI writing software, I still pay $20 a month for ChatGPT because it's very useful in a lot of situations, and you don't have to worry about breaking the bank. It's only $20. And if you don't like it, you can tell it to regenerate. So a lot of cool things. And the other thing I want to show you is something that I've been creating with my mother-in-law. She's a former teacher, and we've been using AI with it, but then she's doing the voiceovers. It's called Stories with Maybe Laura, and I'm doing it all inside of ChatGPT, and I'll have a bonus lesson on showing you how I did it. But all of these stories, we have 15 now, but we're going to add more. So she's like a former teacher, and she's retired, but she still loves teaching kids, and she has great inflection in doing different character voices. And so she wanted to read these books during COVID. She wanted to read books on YouTube. And I said, well, you really can't do that because that's copyright infringement. But if you gave me like a plot, so if she'd come up with a plot, I could have the AI, expound upon that and write the entire story. And then we could do images from the story, subtitles, and all that good stuff. So she's been doing that and absolutely, absolutely love it. But we're doing it all with ChatGPT, the $20 a month subscription. I'll show you in the bonus lesson exactly how I make those. It's really cool. So there's a lot of benefits to chatting with the AI, but sometimes chatting with the AI just doesn't cut it. It's not enough. So let me go to the next one. There's two major drawbacks when we talk about chatting with the AI. The first is prompt bias. And these drawbacks are reasons why you might want to create a custom prompt, something that's repeatable. So this is called prompt bias. Let's go back over here to our late arrival, okay? Let's say I like to talk with my boss a lot about various things, okay? Not just flat tires. He's constantly emailing me. I constantly have to respond back to him, okay? What exactly is the prompt here? Let's say the next thing my boss needs me to respond to is the TPS reports, okay? The TPS reports, I've been missing them. I haven't been reading them. I need to read the TPS reports, all that stuff. All right, if I draft up a little email and tell him I'm sorry, I haven't read the recent TPS reports. I'll try to read them more and try to stay on top of what's going on in our company. And I had to write this email to my boss in a more formal manner, blah, blah, blah. I might end up with something like this. But how do I just get this right out of the gate? Okay. Do I need to just combine this and this together? Like, what's the actual prompt? The prompt here, all right, is this entire conversation. And that's called prompt bias. Like, I don't have something nice and simple that I can just come in here and copy and say, I'm sorry, I haven't read the TPS reports about this month's happenings in the business and how we need to keep our staple safe. I'll try harder. Okay, we just do that, we're going to get a very formal prompt again. We get our output. Now, is this, maybe this is a little bit too formal? Thank you for your understanding. That sounds a little condescending a little bit. Maybe I want to dial it down. So we don't really have a prompt here that I can come in here and just consistently use to converse with my boss. Let's do another example. So let's say I'm a writer and I want to write some blog posts. I'm writing blog posts all day long or something. Write an introduction for a blog post about how to get into college with bad grades. All right, so I'm writing my introduction right now. But I like my introductions to be one paragraph long. I like them short and sweet. So make it again, but one paragraph. All right, so we have our one paragraph. But I like to have a metaphor in the first sentence. Include a metaphor in the first sentence. All right, great. We got our introduction with our one paragraph with our metaphor. Now, this is a pretty simple prompt right here. We could combine all of these, but imagine we've conversed with the AI for quite a while to achieve the result we want. What exactly is my prompt? My prompt is this entire conversation. So I can't easily take this and replicate it to a different blog post topic, how to wash a dog or something like that. So prompt bias is one of the downsides to chatting with the AI, because you don't know what the exact prompt was that caused it to create an output that you like. Okay, so that's the big drawback right there. The second drawback is called forgetfulness. When you chat with the AI, all of this content is being fed back to OpenAI as one long string of information. Eventually, this is going to get so full that some of the stuff at the top will no longer be fed back into the AI. So imagine you have like 200 conversations in here, all on the same subject. Okay, you're either writing a blog post or you're writing a book or you're doing something that has longer input. Eventually, you're going to reach a point that it doesn't remember what you first talked about. And so it's forgetting that kind of stuff. So that's another example where creating a custom prompt is the right choice. So that wraps up the first principle, which is knowing your goal. Again, to recap, ask yourself the question on whether or not what you're having the AI do is something you're going to have the AI do frequently. If not, then chatting with the AI is perfectly fine. But if so, then we need to go down the route of creating our own custom prompt, okay? Very, very simple principle, but very important principle. Now, the next principle we're going to learn about is understanding the different AI models, because there's GPT-4, there's GPT 3.5, there's other models too. And all of those models play a big role in the type of output that you're getting and whether or not the AI is able to actually obey you. So come with me and let's dive into the next principle.